Games Workshop has released an article explaining some more core rules and key concepts about the game for Legions Imperialis. Today, we're going to go over this article. It's a long one, so buckle up. Maybe put on maybe listen to this video while you're painting, or maybe on a car ride or something like that. And we'll get right into this video. My name is Alex Hune. You're watching One Up Painting. This is Epic News, where we cover all of the Legions Imperialis news. All right, this article is Legions Imperialis Core Concepts. This is how the new game plays. Legions Imperialis is a game of monumental battles in the Age of Darkness, played out at an epic scale. Where many Warhammer games might be seen as a snapshot of a larger battle, this game shows the whole struggle in all its glory. As tank companies take on infantry battalions and Titans walk in droves. But how does it actually play? All right, so to preface this, guys, this is going to be a long article here, a lot of talking, so I'm going to do my best here. Um, and I will be taking a little bit of like water sips every once in a while. All right, so mustering an army. We begin by choosing an army. The recommended size is 3,000 points per side, played on a 5x4 battlefield. So that's a lot different than the terrain tiles that we were shown. So we were shown tiles that were 1x1, right? And each pack comes with 6 tiles. Um, was it 6? Or I thought maybe it's 8. Maybe it's 8 tiles. Um, yeah, I think it was 8, and that's only enough to make a 4x2 board, as I thought that that's what they were supposed to be playing on, but or maybe no, maybe it was only 3. I don't remember exactly, but it definitely was not enough tiles to make a 5x4 battlefield. So that's so that's kind of interesting there. I also apologize if I cough a little bit during this. Um, all right. The first step is to declare your alliance, whether you're a loyalist or a traitor, which will constrain some of your choices for obvious reasons. Then pick your army. Primary pick I'm sorry. Then pick your primary army list. The force from which you'll pick a minimum of 70% of your units. At present, this means either Legions Astartes, Solar Auxilia, but other factions may join the fray in future. Okay, so hmm, that's interesting because I mean I know that they said that they're encouraging the combined arms stuff, which is good, but that's interesting that it's like a 70% kind of thing. So I wonder if you can do like 70% Astartes and then like 10% uh, Titans and then 20% Auxilia. But yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. We'll have to see. This is a great picture too. I really like this picture. If this was like a start collecting box or like combat patrol type box, I think that would be great to get starters into the game because like look at all of the infantry you get. You know, you get the dreadnoughts and these tanks, 2 different types of tanks. I think this would be such a great box for new players. You're now ready to pick your units using 2 distinct components, formations and detachments. Detachments are the main building blocks of an army, similar to individual units in larger scale games. Platoons of infantry, squadrons of tanks, batteries of artillery, banners of knights, and so forth. Okay, so let me read this again. Detachments are the main building blocks of your army, similar to individual units in the larger scale games. So I don't know why it says platoons, because like units make up platoons, and saying like units make up squadrons of tanks. Maybe we'll get more into this. Formations are larger strategic groups. Uh, I'm sorry. Formations are larger strategic groupings of detachments selected according to the formation organization chart. You must select at least one formation from your primary army list for every 1,500 points of the agreed limit. So that's at least 2 formations for 3,000 points. Selecting. Okay, I'm going to read this one more time. Formations are larger strategic groupings of detachments. So, okay. So detachments are like units, and formations are like detachments. That's basically what I'm reading from this. And you have to have one detachment, or no, one formation for every 1,500 points. Yes, that's what I'm reading there. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. Okay, I had to take a little sip there. All right, so let's take a little look at this picture here. Legions Astartes formation, Legion Demi Company. Demi companies were at the heart of it. Oh, actually, this is like kind of this lore there. Compulsory detachments, dedicated transports. Any Legions Astartes detachment within the formation that contains only infantry models may be upgraded with Legion Rhinos as dedicated transport. Okay, that's cool. That's a way of baking in so that you don't have to take like the transports as like a specific detachment slot, just like how it is in the big 40k game. Heart of the Legion. Compulsory core detachment slots in this formation must be filled with Legion's tactical detachment. All non-infantry models within this formation increase their tactical strength by 1 when contesting an objective marker that an infantry model within this formation is also contesting. Okay, so this is this makes sense. This actually makes a lot of sense. This is exactly a platoon, basically, like similar to real military. You have your HQ unit, which is going to be this unit right here. Your support, which will probably be like this unit right here, right? Either this one or this one. And then your cores will be these guys, the tactical squad. Oh, okay. This makes a lot of sense now. Okay, Legion's Astartes formation. Uh, Legion Demi Company. So you could choose wait, optional detachments. One of the following, one of the following. Ah, okay, this makes sense too. So then you can either choose, oh, cool, you can take a Bastion. That's really cool. So you could choose a core unit, one of these guys, right? Transport like a Rhino. So, okay, so this one you can take like Rhinos for free. You don't have to have them in here because this is like for your main infantry. But this one you will have to pay like a detachment slot. Oh, a Vanguard unit, which what I would assume is, did they have the melee? Yeah, these guys, the Assault Marines, right? So the Assault Marines can't go in here because well, I'm assuming that they're going to be a Vanguard unit. It would make sense. Okay, and then you can also include an armored vehicle, so like a battle tank or like this one. I think that's a Xiphon interceptor, and then this is like an artillery piece. I forget the name of that tank specifically. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. This is very much like eighth edition or ninth edition 40k. More similar to 8th edition. The Legion's Demi Company is the most flexible formation available to the Legions Astartes, though there are many formations to choose from, including the specialized Legion Armored Company and Legion Aerial Assault. Ah, okay, so I'm assuming that we'll have those ones like the Armored Company and Legion Aerial Assault, similar to these ones where they get maybe a special little rule. That's cool. Once your formation from your primary army list have been selected, up to 30% of your points may be spent on allied contingents, respective of other foes, including knight households and titans. We'll talk about how those work in another article. Okay, so this actually gives us a really good grasp on how we're going to be building our armies. It does obviously doesn't give us all the attachments, but yeah, this that's it all makes sense for me at least. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll try to explain what this article is relaying as best as I can. Turn structure. Excuse me. Each round is divided into five phases. Each round is divided into 5 phases. The most important thing to know here is that both players act within each of these phases, taking in turns to activate their in act detachments in initiative order according to hidden orders that have been pre-assigned. Okay, orders. Assign one of the secretly assign one of 4 orders to each detachment. initiative, reveal orders, and determine who goes first. Movement. Take it in turns to move detachments ordered to advance, march, or charge. Combat. Take it in excuse me. Combat. Take it in turns to shoot or fight with first fire, then engage, then advance fire detachments. End. Resolve effects, fall back, test to rally, and calculate VP. Okay, so this seems pretty straightforward, I think, so far. Um, let's skim this over. Each round phase 5 phases. The most important thing to know here is that both players act within each of these phases. Okay. That makes sense. So like during the orders phase, we both put down our order tokens in secret, right? Like face down. Then during the initiative, we roll off to see who gets the initiative. Then movement, whoever has the initiative activates a detachment. And if we go back here, a detachment is a squadron or like a squad. Like this is considered a detachment, right? Right? No. No. These are the detachments. No, wait. Formations are the largest of detachments. That. Oh no. Yeah. This is the detachment. This is a detachment. So you would activate all of these guys at once. Yeah, that's how it works. So like if I had 3 of these, then I'd be placing 3 order tokens and then I activate one of these, then you would activate one of your detachments and then so on and so forth. Okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. Using tokens placed face down next to their detachments, players assign orders simultaneously and in secret. Both players reveal the orders once they've been placed. There are 4 main orders: first fire, advance, march, and charge, plus fall back, which a unit can be assigned when they take heavy losses. Okay, so fire first. I would assume that that is like they get priority to shoot. Maybe they can skip the initiative almost. Advance is probably just normal move, or maybe marches. Well, one of these is going to be just a normal move, and then you can shoot, and then the other one is definitely going to be just like an advance, where an advance roll in the sense of how 40k is, where they just get extra movement, but they can't shoot. And then charge, definitely just getting into combat, because then the combat phase is its own thing. And fall back, obviously, when you're in melee, then you fall back, you retreat. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You then determine initiative by rolling off. This governs who gets to activate their detachments first. Yep, okay, yeah, we already kind of determined that. Movement and combat. I'm going to take a quick sip. All right. Movement and combat. These 2 phases work in the same way. Players take it in turns to resolve the relevant order tokens by activating detachments one by one. These 2 phases work in the same way. Players take it in turn to resolve. Yeah, okay. Basically, what we had already determined over here. Orders affect. Wait. Yeah. Orders affect how your detachments can behave during both phases. Advance is the most flexible, allowing both regular movement and shooting. Okay, so yeah, this one is regular movement and shooting, and then that means March is definitely going to be like the advance equivalent. While March lets a detachment double its move, or I'm sorry, while March lets a detachment move double its movement characteristic, treble if it's an entirely infantry detachment. Wow, that's really powerful, but not shooting, but not shoot. So, oh my goodness, that's really strong. Imagine like an infantry squad, if it can move 6 inches, right? Normally, you'd be lucky if it could move 12. Like you have to roll the dice, but this one it just automatically doubles, which I like because then it takes off some of the variability and it kind of speeds up the game just a little bit because you already know what your stats are. So, but this one you can choose to triple it. That's crazy. That's really crazy. You can be moving. I'm sorry, 18 inches theoretically. I don't know how hard these guys will actually be able to move, but that's really crazy. Um, where were we at? Charge allows either for a single movement or a double movement. If it gets a detachment into base contact with an enemy detachment, oh, double if it can get into base contact. That's really good. I do like that too. Um, Again, having the base contact, it eliminates any like weird things where it's like, oh well, only have to be within 1 inch type of things. Um, so I do like that it's a tighter rule system. Detachment with fire first cannot move, but they do get to shoot first. Okay, so again, I believe that means you could skip the initiative basically, but that's not confirmed. Finally, a fallback order prevents a detachment from moving. Instead, they'll have to retreat during the end phase. Ah, that's interesting. That's very interesting actually, because if you had a unit in combat, like let's say I had Unit A tied up with Unit B, player A gets to go first, right? I guess even if player B went first, they would get to do the combat, but player B had a retreat token. He can't retreat until the end phase. So player A would get to do all of his attacks, and then player B would have to retreat. But they don't even get to fight back. Wow, that's really strong actually. That's really strong for like player A, but bad for player B. All right, this is a cool picture too. I do like this one. That's very nice with the Titan there. All right, and the terrain looks cool too. I'm gonna take a little sip. Combat is divided into three sub phases: first fire, engagement, and advancing fire. Which is to say, detachments with a first fire order get to shoot. What? Okay, then you resolve close combat. Then everyone else gets to shoot. I'm a little bit confused here because I don't understand why I'd be shooting in combat. I thought, hmm. Then you resolve combat, and everyone gets to shoot. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Huh. That yeah, I am confused on that. If you guys understand what this is saying, let me know in the comments. Shooting works pretty much the same as it does in most Warhammer games. Excuse me. Weapons have a ranged. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Weapons have a range, an amount of dice to roll, a target number for the hit roll, an armor penetration value, and traits. Select a target in range, roll the number of dice, and apply any modifiers to the roll. For each one that hits, the model gets a save that can be modified. Traits are where extra variety happens. So I don't know why I read that so slow. Guns with the light trait cannot hurt heavy tanks. Ooh, that's important. So maybe if the bolt gun has like a heavy, or I mean a light tank or a light weapon, it can't even pierce the armor of like a Lehman Russ. That's interesting. For excuse me. For instance, while assault weapons are more powerful close up, ensuring everything has a niche. I do like that because it's like then the game rewards you for being a smart general. Like if you have a tool in your army that is meant to kill tanks and you are a good enough general to get that tool in your army to face off against those tanks, you're going to take it out then. And that's exactly how Warhammer should be played. And it's something that I have a little bit of a bone to pick with 10th edition right now is like a missile launcher is supposed to incapacitate a tank, right? But they're not very good at incapacitating tanks right now. So hopefully in this game, that will get fixed. All right. Legion Tactical Detachment. Legion Bolter. Here we go. So this one has the assault and light. Assault weapons are more powerful close up, but it also has the light, which means it can't hurt heavy tanks. Range 8. Okay, so everything is going to be drastically reduced in this game. Range 8. So I would assume that Oh shoot, maybe that means these guys only move what, like 3 inches? No way they only move 3 inches. That's like to here. That'd be kind of crazy if it was 3 inches, but I guess we'll just have to see. Excuse me. Range 8, one dice, 5 up to hit. That's kind of crazy. No AP. Maybe when you're closer, it'll give you an additional AP or something like that. I'm not sure. Legion, Predator, Squadron, Predator Tank. Range 18, 2 dice, 5 plus to hit, minus 1 AP. Wow, whoa, that's kind of crazy. So I don't think that, oh, geez, I bet the las gun is going to be like 6 plus to hit. That's going to suck. Dude, it's probably not even going to have the assault wear. It's probably just going to have light. It's going to be 6 up to hit. Oh, man, that's going to stink. Because if a Legion Astartes Predator Tank Cannon has only 1 AP, that's going to be like, that means everything is going to, like, all the AP is super nerfed in this game compared to big 40k. Light AT. I don't know what AT means. Maybe assault tank or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Reaver Battle Titan, Reaver Volcano Cannon. So that's maybe one of these guns, but it is on this guy. Range 60. Wow. Dice. You only get one dice. Wow. 2 up to hit, so you're probably gonna hit 4 AP. Holy crap. Oh, this is important. It says arc front. So that means there are going to be like firing arcs in this game. That's cool. I like that because it's weird when like a mech can shoot 360 degrees, right? It should be facing the target. So I do like that. And engine killer 3. I don't know what that means. Maybe like on a 6 to hit or something, it does 3 damage or something. I don't know. That's really cool though. I'm going to take a little drink here. All right, we're almost done. Combat, however, is a little different. The system harks back to the epic scale games of yore, in which individual models are paired off against each other. Then they make fight rolls, rolling off with 2d6 and adding their close assault factor, CAF, to the roll. Models get a bonus if they charged, and the loser takes a wound. No saves allowed. Melee is seriously deadly, and even more tanks can be overrun. Wow, so this is cool. I've heard about this, like the CAF. I've heard about the close assault factor like a long time ago. I think it was a thing in seventh edition, but I never played seventh edition 40k. So this is going to be really cool to see. I'd like to see some stats and like how this would work. But yeah, that's cool. It's intriguing. Excuse me. When faced with uneven numbers, you'll have to pair off your models with more than one enemy each. Your outnumbered models will still fight each of their foes individually, but your opponent gets to roll an extra d6 for every time you've already fought. This means that the most elite fighters can still be worn down if you're not careful to support them. Okay, that's interesting. So that means you still do everything one on one in terms of like model per model, but if so, like let's say player A has 10 guys, player B has 5. They're fighting, right? So they still only roll on a model per model basis. But if for some reason model or player A lost all 5, player B still has all 5 of theirs, they would do it all over again because there's still 5 more remaining. So I actually think that this system is going to be really cool. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. As you'd expect, there is also plenty of rules about maintaining detachment coherency, moving through terrain, firing Overwatch, morale, and so on. Hopefully, the morale system is good, but we'll see. Which we don't have time to cover here. Check back later this week for more dispatches from Legion's Imperialis. Yeah, this is a really good article. Like tons of great stuff here. Um, there's too much to kind of recap. Um, So I'm probably just gonna close it off here. I think that the way that the detachments are going to work are really good, and I think that this is going to be a good, like a smooth way to play the game. So far, at least. Hopefully, the data sheets are all good. They look cool so far, but it looks like it's going to be really hard to do anything with these. Like, dude, a bolter is a 5+ to hit. You're not going to be hitting anything, dude. That's worse than a guardsman, man. I don't know, man. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be back with more videos very soon. My RA training has been taking up a lot of time and energy. Um, but you know what? I got to keep making these videos. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys so much for 300 subscribers, too. I really appreciate all of you guys. Um, but yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Alex Hune. This has been One Up Paintings Epic News. See you later.